The National Weather Service in Norman, Oklahoma has reported the presence of a massive meteorological disturbance over the upper northwestern United States. It appears that this cloud formation that appeared over the Dakotas and central Canada has stopped and has not moved during the last 24 hours. The entire region is without power or water at this time, and reports have stated that there is massive devastation from this latest storm. It appears that this cell has produced over 4 feet of snow in the mentioned areas with winds in excess of 155 miles per hour. The storm was previously moving southeast at 45 miles per hour, but seems to have stopped altogether. At this time, the Federal Emergency Management Agency has ordered all citizens in the continental United States to be prepared to shelter in place at this time, or go to the lowest part of your home. If you have a storm shelter or bomb shelter nearby, make sure that you have it stocked with provisions, and be prepared to stay there for a couple of days. The storm pattern picked up by the National Weather Service is behaving erratically, and it is unclear what this storm is going to do next. Please remember to lock all doors and windows and to have a battery-powered radio with you when you shelter in place, and remember to tune to 770 AM for all the latest news and weather updates. You are listening to the Emergency Alert System. All broadcast and cable stations shall transmit this message. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to bring you the latest news and information to the public in assigned areas. The Emergency Alert System has been activated for your area. The National Weather Service in Fargo, North Dakota has just reported that the storm cell that is hanging over central and the northwest United States has become active again. The storm cell is producing massive wind gusts of over 275 miles per hour. Vertical shearing and violent updrafts have been detected within the mentioned areas. The National Weather Service has also issued a flood watch for most of the area, as there is currently over 4.5 feet of snow in many of the states in the Midwest. The National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center states that this cell is starting to grow westerly and easterly at this time. As a precaution, all residents in the Midwest out to the Ohio Valley and west to the Rockies should be prepared to take shelter and watch for flooding and high winds. We have just received a message from the National Weather Service in Bismarck, North Dakota, that there is severe cloud-to-ground lightning, and that there has been several reports of electrical and structural damage to many buildings and transformers. At this time, most of the states of North and South Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming, as well as southern Ontario and Manitoba, are without power. Please be prepared in the event of a blackout, and remember to stay indoors, and to lock all windows and doors. The National Weather Service in Fargo has stated that this cell has begun to grow in size exponentially, and is now moving outward at 50 miles per hour. The areas that we mentioned earlier are Please tune to the National Weather Service, National Weather Service, National Weather Service, 770 AM, 770 for all the latest news.
With a major loss of instrumentation and telemetry, nothing is penetrating that cloud. We have lost all power to the main tower, so we are broadcasting on the backup system. We are not sure that this is even going through. We have lost the National Weather Service band, the police and fire bands, and even the emergency band. We are getting bits of information from a person in Little Rock, Arkansas, on a citizens band who is skipping off of the very thick clouds. He is saying that there is mass devastation in states covered by this storm cell, and there is more than just rain or snow going on. Now he is saying that this is some sort of phenomenon unlike anything we have ever seen, and that there is nothing left in the areas that this cell has passed through. No debris or rubble, literally nothing but dirt, not even trees or houses or even people. Something has taken everything from these areas and left the land barren. He says that the weather stations there in Arkansas say that the cell is growing in size and intensity and is spreading over the entire continent of North America. It is starting to hit back with a massive amount of high winds. Folks, not even 12 hours ago, we were in the process of getting 4 feet of snow, and now this report is saying that we are getting hurricane force winds, which could cause substantial flooding and roads to be impassable. It appears that we have lost the person from Little Rock. We are going to try to resume contact with the broadcaster, but we will keep you up to date on that. It's 1:40 p.m. here at the station, and we are still reaching out to the public and asking for your assistance. There's a major loss of power at this time, and there is almost no systems working for emergency information. If you have a battery-powered transmitting radio, such as a CB or ham, please reach out and tell us what's going on. We have little to no incoming reports at this time other than to say that there is a situation going on in the Midwest and Ohio Valley in which a supercell is devastating that part of the country and is continuing to spread across North America. This supercell started off as snow and has since stopped and produced unprecedented winds. Cellular and microwave transmissions are being disrupted at this time as well. If anyone is hearing this broadcast, please be prepared for the worst. This is something that I have never seen in my 15 years of working in weather. It is unclear what is going to happen over the next 12 hours, so stay tuned for more details if they become available. It sounds like we have gotten a feedback from one of the sister channels. Please stand by.
This station has interrupted regular programming at the request of the White House to bring you the latest news and information. This is an evacuation watch message. Please stand by for a message from your government. The President of the United States issued this statement at 9:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that it is truly unclear as to what is happening here, but it is best for all people, not just the U.S., to prepare for the worst. The time has come to shelter in place, and to make sure that you are safe while this phenomena is happening. We are working to better understand this, and we will hopefully have more information soon. In the meantime, your president is ordering that you remain indoors, have a battery-powered radio with you in your shelter, and that you and your loved ones do not go outdoors for any reason. Take as much provisions with you as you can, and remember to tune in to this station for all the latest news and information. May God bless. That was a message from the President of the United States. All persons receiving this broadcast should be prepared to seek a fallout or storm shelter immediately. This is an evacuation watch message. An evacuation watch message means that state and local authorities have determined that citizens should be prepared to seek shelter immediately in the event of a shelter imminent order. This also means that there is a possibility of an imminent risk to citizens receiving this message at some time. Please continue to tune to this station for all the latest news and instructions. This is AM 770, and this message will be retransmitted in 1 minute. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All broadcast and cable stations shall transmit this message. This is AM 770, and we will continue to bring you the latest news and updates for your area. National Weather Service in Indianapolis, Indiana has been monitoring the storm activity in the Midwest for the last hour and states that there is very little information coming in at this time. The National Weather Service in Indianapolis states that there is a blackout from their instrumentation, and at the last measure before they lost telemetry, the winds from the Midwest storm cell were in excess of 375 miles per hour. At this time, they are advising all citizens receiving this broadcast to take cover immediately in the lowest part of your house. The National Weather Service has stated that this storm cell is growing exponentially and was last marked as moving outward in all directions at the rate of 60 miles per hour. The National Weather Service predicts that at the current rate, this storm cell will arrive on the eastern seaboard within the next 4 to 5 hours. All residents along the eastern and western seaboards are advised to follow emergency precautions and prepare for the storm cell. All residents are advised to stay tuned to this station for all the latest news and updates. This has been a message from the National Weather Service. You are listening to the Emergency Alert System. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This station has interrupted regular programming at the request of the National Weather Service to bring you this winter storm warning. This message will be retransmitted in 1 minute. We interrupt the following programming to bring this emergency action notification message. This is a global emergency. Important news and information will follow. Please stand by. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the White House, Global Strike Command, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The federal government as well as Global Strike Command can now confirm that the storm cells that started over North America over 12 hours ago are in fact unnatural in nature. They can further confirm that cloud patterns are being caused by large unidentified ships that are residing inside of the cloud structures. As many as 4 ships are currently in the skies above the United States, Central Europe, Australia, and Antarctica. The United States government can also confirm that contact has been made with the intruders, and their intentions at this time seem to be hostile. Reports have come in that these ships have been taking structures and civilians up inside, and have left extreme devastation over the areas that they have covered. The ship over the United States is approximately 15 miles wide, the same width as the ships over Australia and Central Europe. The ship over Antarctica is significantly larger, at approximately 30.5 miles wide. The time has come for a solution to be carried out against this threat. The United States is planning an offensive attack against these invaders that may involve the use of nuclear weapons. This attack will take place within the next 10 minutes, and we will keep you informed of the situation. Please be prepared in the event of fallout by closing and locking all doors and windows and shutting off all heating and ventilation systems. Remember that this is to prevent the possibility of being exposed to fallout. Fallout is a product of nuclear explosions. Fallout can kill. At this time, all citizens in the Kansas City area receiving this broadcast are asked to prepare for this planned attack. The attack will commence at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are listening to the Emergency Alert System. All broadcast and cable stations shall transmit this message. This message is being transmitted at the request of the White House to participate in the Emergency Alert System. This is an emergency action notification message. All citizens receiving this message must be prepared to take shelter immediately. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to bring the latest news and information to the public in assigned areas. You are listening to WVDM, and we will continue to serve the Burlington area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering news for your area. You're listening to the Emergency Alert System. Do not use your telephone. Telephone lines should be kept open for official use only. The emergency alert system has been activated. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This station has interrupted regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to bring the latest news and information to the public in assigned areas. You are listening to WVTM, and we will continue to serve the Burlington area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering news for your area. You listening to the emergency alert system. Do not use your telephone. Telephone lines should be kept open for official use only. The emergency alert system has been activated.
A nuclear attack is about to take place in the Kansas City area. If you are in this area and are receiving this message, please take cover immediately. Go to the lowest part of your dwelling. Lock all windows and doors. Remember to turn off all heating and ventilation systems to prevent contact with fallout. Exposure to fallout can kill. Place as many objects between you and interior walls as possible. Stay away from windows and glass doors. Please do not use the telephone. Keep telephone lines open for emergencies only. If you use the telephone, you may place someone's life at risk who truly needs it. If you are out on the road, please stop the vehicle, get out, and take shelter in the nearest sturdy building you can find. If you are caught in the open, lay down in an open field.
This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this message. This station has interrupted regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to bring the latest news and information to the public in assigned areas. You are listening to WVTM, and we will continue to serve the Burlington area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station covering news for your area. You listening to the emergency alert system. Do not use your telephone. Telephone lines should be kept open for official use only. The emergency alert system has been activated. The following message is being transmitted by order of the United States government. The attack upon the invader vessel in the Midwest United States has failed. There was no damage reported from the attack that was carried out against the alien invader despite the use of high-yield nuclear weapons. There were, however, reports that the invader vessel has intensified its attack against the world. The President of the United States made a statement just a few moments ago stating, "Civilization has lost. The day of judgment is upon us. May God help us all."